We're now moving ahead to item number 34, an application for a certificate of appropriateness for the Borough of Manhattan, docket number 156674, lot 1384, block 1384, lot 32, for 700 Park Avenue in the Upper East Side Historic District, an apartment building designed by Conan Jacobs, Paul Resnick, and Harry Green, and built in 1859. The application is to reclad the facade. Sure.
Good afternoon, Mary Ann Hurley, Preservation Staff. This property is located on the northwest corner of Park Avenue and East 69th Street. The large apartment building has experienced extensive deterioration of the brick cladding. So this proposal is to replace the existing bricks at the two primary facades with a white brick similar in appearance to the originals. There is some brown brick at the southwest corner of the building, and that will also be replaced in kind. The project team is here to further explain the proposal to you.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Ted Ecker. I'm the senior associate with Walter Melvin Architects. Walter Melvin is also here. As Marion described, we are looking to replace all of the brick on both the Park Avenue facade and the 69th Street facade, including, as you can see here, the small band or recessed tan brick, which is the brick that also wraps around the rear facades. The mottled glazed brick, this is the existing, I have a sample of it if you'd like to see it, also occurs on the return side here above the 18th floor terrace. The building has been considering two different types of brick for replacement. One is a glazed brick, which is, this is just for finished samples. Obviously, the brick we use would be matching the size. And the second is an ongo brick, which is not glazed. It's a process that an ongo, a slip almost, is applied to the clay body before it's fired, and then the frit is applied, and then it's fired simultaneously. So it's a similar sort of baking process to a glazed brick, but this surface is actually a breathable surface, so water vapor can escape, unlike behind a glazed brick. And the brown brick is an unglazed brick. It's a lightly speckled, black lightly speckled tan brick. This is the existing, and this is the proposed. Actually, we found a brick that we think is a little bit closer to have a sample of. But the idea is to match that fairly exactly. There are in the packets that you have and in the architecture report, there are some detailed reasons of how we got to wanting to replace all of the street facade brick, which I can certainly answer questions on if you wish.
Okay. Commissioner Goldblum?
Just, technically, why is it before us as opposed to staff? It's like an in and out like materials.
Anytime there's a complete reconstruction, we have.
All right, but this is something that, at one level, it seems that staff could do, correct? I mean, especially when they're matching the colors.
This will not be the last, nor is it the first of this kind. So,
And Sarah just mentioned that this is also, it's not a glazed brick, so it's not a match.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not a match, per se.
So it's not a match? I thought you were saying that it was, that you
The
were.
One
building
is glazed.
is considering, they're actually trying to make a final determination between either this brick, which is a glazed brick, which is a very close match to the existing, or this brick, which is the ongo brick, which is not glazed.
The glazed brick, I know in this photograph, it's not shown at the same scale and size as the tile.
This is only for finish.
Okay, all right, so it'll be the same.
Whichever brick we use, it will match the existing.
So why would it not be the glazed brick? Why would you? If it's glazed now, why wouldn't you replace
There
it
is
with a
some
glazed brick?
consideration given to glazed brick has gotten a bad rap for having problems with spalling of especially the white glazed brick buildings. On this building, 700 Park, this brick, actually, the glaze has been for 57 years. None of the problems that we're addressing actually have to do with glaze failure. So
why
the
wouldn't it
board
be
is
glazed?
trying to decide, do they want to return to a glazed brick?
We should be
Or there's some
glazed.
people that are concerned about glaze because of what they read in the paper and wanted to explore the use of a breathable brick that would be able to give a very similar appearance.
You as the architect have a preference?
I think we should.
We are actually leaning a bit more towards the glazed brick. There is some concern, it may be a little hard to look at, to see in the photograph, but I have samples if you'd like to see it. The frit is actually fairly pronounced. It's raised up fairly significantly above the surface of the body. And there's some concern
But it
with,
should be.
over time, if that's going to cause streaking on the facade. The glazed brick has a longer track record, even notwithstanding the problems with white glazed brick.
Just seems like the glazed brick is the way to go, isn't it?
Unless there's some convincing, overwhelming
think it
evidence
seems
not
to-
to, which
Do
we
you
Right?
have the samples?
I mean, again,
Given-
that is.
You wanted to present both,
How-
okay.
Yeah, just put the samples up if you will. Thank you.
Yes.
Most of the failure, actually, with glazed brick has to do with the installation, where the brick is sitting on the shelf angle, the masons allow the mortar snots to fall back, filling up the drain holes, and so the brick gets blamed for poor
When it's not really about the
installation.
brick. When it's not really about the brick, right.
Yeah, and I also just wanted to ask, just out of curiosity, the reason for the failure. I mean, so this building was, that brick that's failed was
That's
in,
not been an issue with this building, which is a little surprising given some of the detailing of the building. There are no weeps at the shelf angles, none. And the cavity is basically 3/4 of an
This
inch,
is the
except on
existing.
the standard weeps where it's 2
This
inches.
is
They
the
projected the back of the brick.
glazed.
The back of block, about an inch and
Unglazed
1/4 to an inch
Oh,
and a half
don't
beyond
like
the edge of the
unglazed.
slab,
don't like
thus reducing the
Yeah.
cavity. So,
glazed.
I'm not sure
Yes.
exactly why this is performed so well. Obviously, there's very good fit between the glaze and the clay body.
exists.
But when we go back
Oh.
with either brick, obviously, we're introducing waterproof membranes, slats both top and bottom.
Yeah, this one.
So we're not concerned really about developing problems with the glaze.
Another concern with that pronounced frit is that over time, you may lose that frit,
Yeah,
and then
that
you've
stuff could
actually
come
got
right out,
a
I think.
much more porous brick.
I was concerned with that too, although if you want to try and pop some of those off, it's not easily done. Not today.
Maybe
No,
after.
I mean, that's true.
65 days ago, got some off.
Yeah,
You got better fingernails.
I was going to say, it sure looks like
I
it.
mean, that's one of our concerns, is that the oldest project in New York City that we've found with that ongo, and that's a flat without any frit in it, was Worldwide Plaza, which is like 1988 or so.
All right, my recommendation is to go with the glazed brick. Does that seem fine? Just to resolve this?
Just one other question.
Yes.
And the other brick is where, again, the other brick that you're showing?
Oh, this color brick, it's all on the rear courtyard facades, but it does
You can't see
appear,
that, that's in the back.
there's one sliver, this is recessed a little bit above the garage entrance. And that, I don't know why, but they wrapped the can brick around for just that little part of that recessed facade. I guess maybe to try and reduce the mass of the main building.
But your proposal is something that is same size, same material?
Yeah,
You're saying you
I mean,
found something
we'll be
here.
matching that tan brick at that particular location, which is that.
All right, any other questions? We'll take public testimony. Kelly Carroll?
Kelly Carroll, Historic Districts Council. In reviewing the brick options for the recladding, our committee finds the Elgin Butler glazed brick to be an excellent choice for both its aesthetic cohesion with the original design intent and for its durability as a brick. We strongly encourage you guys to pick this brick. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael Hall?
Michael Hall, Friends of the Upper East Side. The proposal for 700 Park Avenue is exhaustive in scope and thorough in analysis. The applicant has made an impressive effort to understand the current building condition and puts forth a comprehensive plan to make necessary repairs and mitigate similar issues in the future. We found the proposed restoration to be demonstrative of the highest level of building stewardship. Understanding that some of the current water infiltration issues were partly caused by maintenance issues, we hope that this commitment extends past the completion of this restoration and into an ongoing plan for building upkeep. In regard to the selection of the replacement brick, Friends found it difficult to identify the best option. Although both have only slight variances from the original, the reality of a full 22-story facade will multiply those deviations exponentially. The Preservation Committee at Friends enthusiastically supports this application. However, we request that the Commission work with the applicant to fully consider the different replacement brick options before making a decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more speakers? Community Board 8 approves this application. Are there any other questions for the applicant? Okay, we'll close the hearing. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Any issues with this? We can recommend the glazed brick, or that seems fine? Okay. All right. Michael, you want to?
Regarding 700 Park Avenue in the Upper East Side Historic District, the application is to reclad the facade. I recommend approval. Finding that the proposed work will seal the building against potentially damaging water penetration and is supportive of the long-term preservation of the building. That the poor condition of the existing black and white glazed brick and extensive repairs required justifies its complete replacement at the primary facades. That the building has been extensively patched with multiple areas of brick rebuilt. That the existing cladding at the primary facades will be comprehensively photographed and documented. That the proposed replacement brick will match the existing brick in terms of size, texture, and coursing. That the choice of a glazed brick will, with proper waterproofing, improve the longevity of the facades. That the proposed color of the new replacement brick will be lighter than the existing brick, but the oxidation of the iron specks will cause the bricks to darken over time, bringing it close. I'm not sure if that's true. That the existing aluminum window surrounds will remain in place, that the relationship of the plane of the masonry facade to the window surrounds will be maintained, that all existing brick details, including the pierced brick grills, will be maintained, that the specified pointing mortar will match the historic mortar in terms of composition, texture, profile, tooling, and color, that the proposed replacement parapet walls and limestone coping will match the existing condition in terms of size, color, and coursing, and that the aluminum parapet railing will be replaced with an aluminum glass railings to match the existing balcony railings that will be maintained, and that the use of the glazed brick for the replacement of the currently glazed brick is what we are recommending.
I second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? This application has been passed.